Namaste, my friends. Namaste. Namaste, my friends. So here's just a little day in the life of what I was up to when I was in Rishikesh in India. This is the room I stayed in just for a week. It was quite a bit of a treat for a week to land in India. It's always nice to have a nice place when you first get to India because of the chaos. Here's some little daily visitors I would have on the balcony. Some, I believe they are, what are they, black-faced langurs, something like that. Bit naughty doing blackface, but can't judge them. Other species, you do you. Yeah, and this is the accommodation. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, still cheap compared to the West, but it was, yeah, a bit of a treat for a week, and then I moved to a different place. This is the local neighborhood. It was about a 15-minute walk to the area called Tapavan, which is where a lot of the cafes were and people were hanging out. This area was very quiet. So, and I usually stay in those kind of areas, a little bit away from the central area. Yeah, this is what I would see on the way as well. Monkeys just diving around the trees. More of the long-tailed, black-faced guys, and then there were macaques around as well. A little baby here as well, a little toddler. And dogs around. This one was playing hard to get at first. Look at him. What are you looking at? Not me. Fine. See you later. And then here he comes. I can play your game. Hard to get. Yeah, and I found a shortcut after a few days. The one way to get to the main cafes was along a busy road, and it was no fun at all. Just honking horns and, you know, the usual affair. But then I found this way, which is like, sort of like a dry riverbed. And yeah, it was a bit precarious. I fell down this part once, but only once out of a week, doing it twice a day. Yeah, one time those stones just all shifted underneath my feet. Yeah, so I'd go down into this sort of dry riverbed, and then up the other side there was a bunch of steps on the other side, which made it easier. This was from a beautiful day. Not every day was like this, but this one was nice. So I spent about a month in India before coming over to Nepal, which is where I am now, recording this from. And I just had a bunch of footage from Rishikesh that, I don't know, I was thinking of doing something with, and then I just didn't do anything with it. And then now it's just taking up, all the video is just taking up too much storage on my laptop. So I'm like, fuck it, just put it all together, do a little narration, and it'll have to do, because it's not going to be anything better than this, I'm afraid. So just nice relaxing footage. If your attention span can't handle the low stimulation, fair enough, move on. But it's nice. I might shut up every now and then and just let the music play. Sometimes this little area here was filled with cows, but I think this was a clear one. Here we go. Cow, dog, cow pat, watch out. Another cow. Big old booty. Chilling dogs. Another cow just wandering into someone's property there. This place here was pretty cool. 12 monks. There was often events on in the nighttime with hey, there's me. That's my shadow. It's me. I'm famous. Another dog. Destroyed ground. Crazy guy on a bike. People would just, yeah, that little tiny narrow strip. They'd often be coming the other way as well, and you'd just have to like get out of the way. This is my favorite cafe, Kala Cafe. Great espresso. Very small, cozy. Just that little table. Here I am having a read in the morning, reading my friend Maya's book. Some of the regulars going by. And this was actually the cafe where I left a copy. I traded them a copy of my book for a week's worth of coffees. And I've since had like 3 people message me, like look me up after they've read a few chapters of the book and saying they love it and where can they get it, like either locally or online. So that's been super cool. And then I would move to quite often this spot, another place called Boho, I think it was called. I'd get lunch here and crack on with my main project that I was up to in Rishikesh, which was designing the cover for book 2. If you don't know, the Wanderer series, if you've ended up here somehow and you don't know me. 4-book series, surreal travel novels. The first one is out, called Last Days in Nepal, which you just saw on the coffee table before, actually. There was a product placement of my own. Subtle advertising. And yeah, here I was designing the cover for the second book called The Retreat, which is set in a silent 10-day meditation retreat. And it's all about me losing my mind in a funny way, mostly. This is the way back after I would have lunch and do some design work. I found this shortcut again after a few days, like going sort of alongside this, I don't know, building. They did all sorts in there, from yoga, there was a cafe, restaurant. I did get lunch there one day. Lots and lots of steps down, backed out into the valley of the riverbed. But yeah, after a week after this accommodation, I moved basically right where all the cafes are. So it was a 2-minute walk, so there wasn't much of an interesting walk to actually vlog and video, but yeah, this was a nice little adventure to have every day, to be honest. In the morning, a bit of exercise, getting all these steps in, getting the heart rate up when you slip. And then this was back in my accommodation. They had just a huge yoga studio, like at the top of the whole grounds as well. Monkey Man. Yeah, I only discovered it after a few days, so I only used it a few times in the end. But yeah, absolutely beautiful, my God. Couldn't get the AC to work though, so in the afternoon it was a sauna. So yeah, natural hot yoga, if you like. Yeah, I don't tend to stick to a yoga mat when I've got the space. I put 2 down, but I often just roll around and like go from one to the other, and then just, yeah, if I'm on my own especially, I'll just be running around the entire room, to be honest, like a monkey. I think I've only using semi-sensible footage here. I've cut it down already, but yeah, I do get up to some mischief when when I'm alone. But yeah, this is a nice spot though. Yeah, I had some music playing, and the view is incredible. You'll see it now after my little chimp run. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful month I had here in Rishikesh. Right down there is the main river, Ganges River, where it's clear. The opposite of what it's like down in Varanasi, where I've spent more time in the past. Yeah, Rishikesh is like, it's known as the capital of yoga. I think the capital in the world of yoga or something like that. Aside from me just doing it alone a couple times, I was not really yogaing. I was mostly just doing my own thing. And it's also a famous spot for where the Beatles came as well. But I'm sure if you've ever heard of Rishikesh or watched any other vlog on it, everybody talks about the same things, yoga and the Beatles. So I won't go into it. Monkeys and dogs, that's what I like. Again, just a chilled one, just trying to free up space on my laptop, to be honest. So not too much effort put into this. I hope you enjoyed what there was. I'll catch you in the next one.